Hello again and welcome to my Battle Pass furniture review for version 6.5. The furniture this time is called All Fangs and Snarls, and it's an outdoor-only item that costs 1,400 load. Unfortunately, that load cost is pretty high. In fact, it's equivalent to the load cost of the entire Fontaine mansion. But let's take a closer look and see if it can justify its cost. Based on the description, I know built this contraption as a farewell gift to the Favonius soldiers leaving Nodcry, so that would explain the wolf theme. Despite being one of Ino's inventions, it's primarily made out of carved wood, rather than her typical style of scrap metal. But of course it features Ino's trademark heart symbol, so clearly she still left her own personal touch. It doesn't emit any light, but at night the purple teeth on the bottom glow in the dark a little bit. Also, it does have interactivity in the form of a small mini-game. It's meant to be played with two people, but it still works by yourself too. The premise of the game is that you take turns with a friend choosing one of the 4 teeth to push down. The trick is that one tooth is booby-trapped and will cause the mouth to snap shut and send you flying. So, it's a game of luck trying to not be the person who chooses the bad tooth. Once the trap is triggered, all the teeth will reset and the game can start over. This is based off an old kids game called Crocodile Dentist. Unfortunately, I believe Hoyo's recreation of the game is a little lackluster because as you can see in the original there were 10 teeth, but here we only have 4. So the suspense never really builds up and the game will end really quickly. However, it does make sense that they would reduce it to 4, otherwise our screens would be covered with a huge list of options. I also noticed the animation is surprisingly well thought out. At first I was confused what the purpose of this pillow was, but then I realized it's there to cushion the impact of the jaws slamming together. And this crank on the side is used to reset the toy. I think those little details are kinda neat. Also, it's surprisingly much smaller than I was expecting. Here is Ino standing next to it for scale. Unfortunately, it's not climbable, so you won't be able to stand on the head. And you can't walk inside its mouth either. It's definitely got that menacing look, but the cute pastel color palette and the paw print toe beans do a good job offsetting that. It's probably a good idea Hoyo decided not to use metal for this, or else it might look way too scary and sharp. Now, I have to say, usually my reviews are very positive, but I actually have a rather negative opinion of this one. I really struggle to see a use case for this. The best scenario I can think of is just creating an Ino workshop build that shows off all her inventions nearby. But maybe I'm just not feeling creative enough today. Add in the high load cost, and it becomes altogether difficult for me to appreciate this furniture. So without further ado, would I recommend it? Not really. This is a milestone in my BP review video history, since it marks the first time I've ever said no outright. But for the reasons I outlined earlier, I just don't like it that much. But of course, if you like it, then that's all that matters. After all, this is just my opinion, so let me hear yours. Will you be getting it? Thank you as always for watching.